I was home alone until the house proved me wrong. I had always liked being alone. Silence never bothered me. In fact, it comforted me. So when my parents left for a week and I stayed behind in our old 2-story house, I felt relieved, almost excited. No rules, no voices, just me and the house. The house was old, older than it looked, the kind of place where the walls seemed thicker at night and the corridors felt longer than they should. Neighbors used to say it made strange sounds, but old houses always do, right? Pipes expand, wood settles. That's what I kept telling myself. The first night, everything was normal until 11:47 p.m. I was watching TV when I heard footsteps upstairs. Slow, heavy, deliberate, not creaking wood. Footsteps. I muted the TV and listened. One step, then another. Then a pause, as if whoever it was had stopped to listen back. My stomach tightened. I told myself it was nothing and turned the volume back on. That's when I heard it again, directly above me. Someone was walking across the room that sat right over the living room, and I remembered something that made my mouth go dry. I was home alone. I didn't go upstairs that night. I locked my bedroom door, pulled the blanket over my head like a child, and slept in short, broken pieces, waking up every time the house sighed or clicked. In the morning, I forced myself upstairs. The hallway felt colder than the rest of the house. My parents' bedroom door was closed, but the lock was bent, pushed outward like someone had forced their way out from inside. I hesitated, then opened it. Nothing looked disturbed, except the floor. Deep scratch marks ran from the center of the room to under the bed, as if something with fingers, not claws, had been dragged across the wood. In the middle of the floor, carved into the dust, were 3 words. I am still here. My heart pounded so hard I felt dizzy. I backed out of the room and shut the door. I didn't leave the house. I didn't call anyone. I convinced myself stress was playing tricks on me. That night, I locked every door. At 2:13 a.m., a soft scratching woke me up. It was coming from my closet. Slow, patient, like nails dragging across wood. I sat up in bed, frozen, staring at the closet door. The scratching stopped. Silence pressed against my ears. Then I heard breathing. Too close, too real. A whisper slid into the room. "Why did you lock the door?" I screamed and turned on the light. The closet was empty. No marks, no dust, nothing. The next morning, I looked into the bathroom mirror and felt my blood turn cold. Behind my reflection, just over my shoulder, were faint fingerprints on the glass. They were facing inward, as if someone had been standing inside the mirror, touching it from the other side. I didn't sleep after that. On the 4th night, the house stopped making random noises. No creaks, no wind, no pipes. The silence felt intentional, like the house itself was holding its breath. At exactly 3 a.m., my bedroom door unlocked itself. Slowly. It opened just enough for darkness to spill inside. I couldn't move. I couldn't scream. I watched as something tall and thin stepped into the room. It didn't walk properly. Its joints bent the wrong way and its head hung low, as if it wasn't meant to look forward. It stopped beside my bed. Then it leaned down. I felt its breath on my face. "You shouldn't have stayed," it whispered, using my own voice. When I woke up, it was morning. My door was wide open. The house was quiet again. My parents came back that evening. They asked why I looked pale. They asked why I wouldn't sleep alone anymore. I never told them what happened, But sometimes late at night when the house is quiet, I hear footsteps upstairs, slow, heavy, deliberate, and I know the house remembers when I was alone. I was home alone until the whispers from my own walls called my name. It was a Friday night. My parents had gone to a friend's wedding out of town, leaving me with the house all to myself. At first, it felt like freedom. I could eat ice cream for dinner, play my music as loud as I wanted, and watch horror movies without anyone yelling at me to turn it off. The first hour was perfect. The second hour, a little unsettling. By the third, I knew something was wrong. I was in the living room scrolling on my phone when I heard it. A soft tap, tap, tap from upstairs. I froze. My house has 3 floors. Upstairs meant the bedrooms. I live alone. Probably the wind, I whispered to myself. But the taps continued, slow, deliberate, like someone pacing just above me. I convinced myself it was a branch brushing against the window. Then I heard a whisper. Not my parents, not a friend, just a hiss of my name. Alex. My heart raced. I grabbed the baseball bat my dad kept by the couch. Slowly, I tiptoed toward the staircase. The whisper stopped. The stairs creaked under my weight. With each step, the house seemed to breathe around me. At the top, the hallway was empty. I checked every room. Nothing. Just the dull glow of the nightlight. I laughed nervously. I'm imagining things. Then I saw it. My reflection in the bedroom mirror. Only it wasn't moving with me. It was smiling. Not me. Something that looked like me, but twisted, eyes black, grin too wide, standing silently behind me. I spun around. Empty room. My heartbeat echoed like a drum. I backed out, shaking, and ran down the stairs. The whisper returned, louder this time. You can't leave, you were watching. I slammed the front door, locked it, turned on all the lights. Every single one. Hours passed. I didn't hear a sound. Finally, I crawled into bed, telling myself it was over. That's when I heard it again. This time from the closet in my room. Good night, Alex. I didn't sleep. I didn't dare move. I didn't even breathe too loudly. I stayed frozen until morning. When my parents came back, I told them everything. They laughed, said I had a nightmare, said it was just being alone. But when I went to brush my teeth that night, I noticed something in the mirror. Tiny fingerprints pressed into the bathroom window. I live on the 2nd floor. I'm home alone, and whatever it is, it didn't leave. I locked the door because I was alone. At least, I thought I was. When my parents left for a week-long wedding out of town, they trusted me with the house. I was 22, old enough to stay alone, old enough not to be scared of shadows. At least, that's what I told myself. The house was old, not haunted-looking old, just tired. The kind of place where walls creak like bones stretching after sleep. It had one rule my mother repeated every time we talked about it. Never open the spare room after midnight. She never explained why. Parents never do. The first night passed quietly. The second night, the house started breathing, not metaphorically, literally. At 12:17 a.m., as I lay scrolling on my phone, I heard a slow, wet inhale, followed by a long exhale, coming from the hallway. I froze. I turned off my phone flashlight and listened. Inhale. Exhale. Like lungs struggling. I told myself it was pipes. Old houses do that, right? But pipes don't pause. Like they're listening back. On the third night, the sound moved closer. This time it came from behind the spare room door. That door had always bothered me. No handle, just a smooth wooden panel with scratches near the bottom, like something had tried to claw its way out or in. At exactly midnight, the breathing started again, closer, heavier, and then I heard something worse. A whisper. Not words, not language, just the sound of a throat learning how to speak. I remembered my mother's warning, so naturally, I broke it. At 12:41 a.m., my hand touched the door. The wood was warm, not sun warm, body warm. The breathing stopped. For a moment, everything was silent, too silent. Then the whisper came again, clearer this time. It said my name. I don't know why I opened the door. Curiosity? Fear? Or maybe the thing inside already knew I would. The room was empty. No furniture, no windows, just darkness. But the smell hit me. Rot, dust, and something sweet, like old blood. I stepped inside. The door slammed shut behind me. The darkness shifted. The walls pulsed. That's when I realized the room wasn't empty. It was alive. The floor moved under my feet like muscle. The walls expanded and contracted. Inhale, exhale. The breathing was the room itself. Faces began to form in the walls, pressed outward like people trapped under skin. Their mouths opened silently, screaming without sound. One face looked familiar. It was mine. Then another, and another, all older, all terrified. The whisper returned, now everywhere. We stay here so the house can live. The walls closed in. I screamed. The room inhaled deeply, and everything went black. I woke up on my bed. Morning light streamed through the window. For a second, I thought it was a dream. Then I noticed something. There were scratches on my arms, and when I passed the hallway mirror, I saw the spare room door slightly open, breathing, slowly, waiting, because the house was hungry again, and it knew my name. If you want the next one darker, shorter for reels, or extra long for YouTube narration, just say the word.